Once tariffs have been created, new client accounts can be created and tariffs assigned to them. Various client types can be created. Client accounts can be created individually, or a whole lot of client accounts can be created using the Account Generation button. To generate a lot of accounts, click on the Account Generation button. Then click on the Add button. This opens the Lot Generation wizard. Input a name in the description field and select the client type for this lot, then click Next. You can set an expiry date and an activation date for the generated accounts and choose to activate the account on its first use by ticking the tick box. You can set the expiry date to some date in the future and set the time an account stays active for. Then click Next. You can generate client logins by using the Custom Generation option or loading data from a file, and set the number of clients to be activated. Then click Next. Selecting the currency determines which tariffs are available to choose from. We will select Retail Standard. There is an option to choose a tariff according to rules and set the funds available for the accounts being generated. The funds available to the total number of accounts being generated cannot exceed the client's limit. Then click Next. The Login Generation Rule stage lets you set options that determine the structure of generating login. You can set the number of characters for each login and set starting characters if you wish, and choose to use numbers or uppercase and lowercase. Using numbers allows you to generate accounts sequentially. This is useful in managing the activation of new accounts. When you've determined how the logins will be generated, click the Check with Database button. This checks the validity of the logins being generated. Once the database test has been passed, click Next. Follow the same procedure for generating the passwords for the login. And click Next. You can generate serials for the accounts. And you can choose dialing plan, tariff and caller ID prefixes. And you can specify the calls limit. 0 means an unlimited number of concurrent calls. You can specify the codec supported by the accounts. Check the summary before clicking the Generate button. Once the lot has been generated, click Finish. The lot of generated accounts appears in the window above. The accounts generated were for retail clients. Clicking on the Retail Clients menu item should display the list of client accounts generated. Client accounts can also be created individually. Select the type of client you wish to create from the menu to the left, and click on the New button. This opens the tabs at the bottom of the screen. In the General tab, input the login and password for the new account, and set the calls limit. Tick the Active checkbox. Then go to the Funds and Tariffs tab, and set the currency and the tariff, and click Save. The client has now been created and appears at the top of the screen. You can now add funds for the client and select the payment type, either payment or return. You can choose to add this payment to the invoice and input a description if you wish. Then click the Add button. The payment is displayed above, and click Close. Reset the filter to display the client above. The payment added to the funds should be displayed. You can add or edit information in the tabs below. For example, inputting personal data information and adding codecs. For wholesale clients, we can add an IP address. You can select one IP address or a range. Input the range and click OK. Save any changes you have made.